Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to the Pipe Report. So I haven't been really making a lot of screen capture monologue videos. I've been kind of busy lately. I've been playing a lot of golf lately, and I was never good at golf, but I actually got a few birdies in. It was pretty good. So, anyways, I decided to do an interesting video on an interesting article. And it has to do with the whole Awan Imran case, which is a weird name. But I digress. And what's really interesting about it is that Stephen Wasserman, the brother of Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, is overseeing the Awan Imran case. Yes. It makes you wonder how you can claim there will be an unbiased, nonpartisan investigation into a serious affair by someone whose sister was responsible for colluding against a presidential candidate and helping out another one by using DNC donations and DNC fundraising to harm Bernie Sanders and harm Hillary Clinton. And no, I'm not a fan of Bernie Sanders, but he did get screwed. It should have been Trump versus Bernie for the election. But it wasn't because of this creature on the screen that you see right now. But let's go over the article here. It's kind of long, but we'll go for it here. Most people do not realize that in regards to the Awan investigation and charges of bank fraud, there is a massive cover-up attempt occurring as well as broad conflict of interest in the case. I imagine many would be shocked to hear that the assistant attorney for the District of Columbia, Stephen Wasserman, is actually Debbie Wasserman-Schultz's brother. Here's a tweet by Pamela Moore. The assistant U.S. attorney overseeing the Awan family investigation is Stephen Wasserman, the brother of Wasserman-Schultz. Some ask, would it be a conflict of interest with regard to both the Seth Rich murder investigation or the Imran Awan bank fraud criminal proceedings going forth, knowing that Awan has ties directly to Wasserman-Schultz for her brother to be overseeing the case? Tweet from Red Pill says, mainstream media completely ignoring Awan arrest, distracting with transgender narrative. Absolutely. And it's actually no longer a matter of, would it be a conflict of interest? In the context of a question anymore. Sorry, I went out of structure there. And it's actually no longer a matter of, would it be a conflict of interest in the context of a question anymore? Because it's actually occurring and has been known for some time, dating back to the Seth Rich investigation at minimal. Crowdsourced Truth, Twitter, says, is Assistant U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Stephen Wasserman, DWS brother? Yes, confirmed. But LinkedIn, okay, don't really care about that. That's just confirming what we already know. Of course, there's always the paid shills or illiterate and incompetent liberals. I don't like that term. They're not liberals. Today's liberals are not liberals. Classical libertarians are liberals. I will have my episode 3 of my libertarian perspective out, and I will discuss all of that. It's a pretty great dissection of the different types of libertarians. You will really like it. Classical liberals, neoclassical liberals, and hard libertarians. But I am digressing. That will be up probably tomorrow. Moving on, sorry. I forgot where I was now. Oh yeah, and incompetent regressives who will try and claim there is no relationship between the Steve Wasserman and Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, but they forget that audits have already spent time connecting those dots. 216.8 is Assistant U.S. Attorney for the D.C., Stephen Wasserman's D.C.'s brother, deplorable for Trump. Would be a shame if people found out Debbie Wasserman-Schultz tweets brother is assistant, blah, blah. Okay, a lot of these tweets, it looks like they're just trying to confirm or speculate on whether Debbie Wasserman-Schultz is related to Stephen Wasserman. It's never too late to show how much you love your sibling. In the honor, I'm reading that right here. In the honor of National Sibling Day, which was yesterday, here is a photo of me with 2 of our 3 kids and my amazing brother, Stephen Wasserman. So this is a double sibling pic. Love you, Stephen. Okay. A simple Wikipedia search on Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, personal life and education confirms this. Born Debbie Wasserman in Forest Hills, Queens, New York, she is the daughter of Ann and Larry Wasserman. Her father is a CPA, and her brother Steve is Assistant U.S. Attorney for D.C. There's also now a public statement from Imran Awan's family attorneys blaming Islamophobia and anti-Muslim bigotry for what it considers as attacks on the Awan family, which at this point is satirical in nature considering Awan has been charged with bank fraud and was trying to flee the country. Okay, I believe the rest of this here is just more confirmation of their relationship. We'll read this quick, the immediate release here by press at goinroads.com. Washington, D.C. The attacks, this is a statement on the Awan case. The attacks on Mr. Awan and his family began as a part of a frenzy of anti-Muslim bigotry in the literal heart of our democracy. Jeez, anti-Muslim bigotry, yes. Yes, because it matters. Race or ethnicity matters when discussing what crimes were broken, what statutes were violated. Race and ethnicity and gender and everything else comes into effect, so it has to be anti-Muslim bigotry. So if he was white, would they say the same thing now? There's this racism against white people. The House of Representatives, in our democracy. For months, we have had utterly unsupported, outlandish, and slanderous statements targeting Mr. Awan coming not just from the ultra-right-wing Pizzagate media, but from sitting members of Congress. Okay, first off, Pizzagate wasn't just right-wing. That was everybody. Everybody who was fed up with the corporate lies, with the lies that we know happen. I'm not saying Pizzagate is real, but to say that it's definitely not true when there is strong circumstantial evidence leaning the way that it actually was true. Now we have the Justice Department showing up with a complaint about disclosures on a modest real estate matter. To an extent, the situation speaks for itself. Mr. Awan's family is presently staying with extended family in Pakistan because he and his wife were both abruptly and unjustly fired, leaving them without a reliable source of income to pay typical U.S. living expenses, and because extremist right-wing bloggers were beginning to harass them and their children, even going to their children's schools. Mr. Awan has stayed in the U.S. to earn some income to manage this situation as best as possible. He attempted to travel this week to see his family for the first time in months. The government had been informed he would travel and had stated no objection, yet on Monday night, he was hastily arrested at Dulles Airport. Because we are confident in the integrity of the U.S. justice system, yeah, right. There's no confidence at all from people on the left when they think about the Trump administration or the government under his administration. There's no confidence at all. We are confident that Mr. Awan will soon be able to clear his name and get on with his life. Neither Mr. Awan nor his wife have ever had any intention to flee the U.S. They are U.S. citizens who have built a full life and have a strong community life in this country. They will stand and fight whatever charges are presented. Once they have prevailed, we will have a chance to more closely examine the ugly political and media dynamics that have driven this controversy from the beginning. Okay. I like how he says that, where is it at here? Bear with me. I can't remember what I was going to say. Screw it. Alright. But yeah, very interesting article. So there is a conflict of interest. You cannot claim this is a nonpartisan investigation when the person overviewing the investigation is the brother of Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, who worked in the DNC with Mr. Awan. Not only that, Debbie Wasserman-Schultz was the chairwoman of the DNC. So it's not like she's just some colleague of his. She was actually the leader of the DNC. Remember, she was responsible for screwing over Bernie Sanders, and including with Hillary. So I agree, this story needs to get out more. You won't hear it on the regressive media or the corporate media. Maybe Fox News might, but definitely share this article if you don't want to share this video. But definitely share this article and get it out here because this is pretty important. This has to be found out so justice can actually be done. Because if he is not removed from the case, if he is not removed from overseeing the case, it is a gross injustice. of our integrity as a country and our rule of law. It is a gross injustice. And I'm done.